In today's headlines, President Trump announces major tariffs on imported vehicles, West Virginia bans, artificial food dyes, and new leaked messages spark controversy in Washington. Meanwhile, Brazil moves forward with a trial against former President Jair Bolsonaro, and the Supreme Court upholds regulations on ghost guns. These stories and more coming up next. President Donald Trump has unveiled a new 25% tariff on all vehicles imported into the United States. The policy, set to take effect on April 2nd, will primarily impact Mexico, South Korea, Japan, Canada, and Germany, the leading exporters of cars to the U.S. In addition to the tariff, Trump is proposing a tax deduction for Americans who purchase U.S.-made vehicles, allowing them to write off interest payments on their cars. The move aligns with the administration's broader economic strategy of incentivizing domestic manufacturing and reducing reliance on foreign auto imports. West Virginia has become the first U.S. state to ban 7 artificial food dyes and 2 preservatives following the passage of House Bill 23-4. Signed by Governor Patrick Morrisey, the law prohibits dyes such as red number 3, yellow number 5, and blue number 1, as well as preservatives like BHA and propylparaben. The ban will take effect in school meals starting in 2025 and expand to all food products statewide by 2028. Governor Morrisey called the move a crucial step in improving public health, citing concerns about the potential impact of these chemicals on children's health and learning development. However, industry leaders have pushed back. Meredith Potter, a senior executive at American Beverage, argues that the law will disrupt the state's economy, eliminate consumer choices, and force some companies to withdraw from the West Virginia market. The Atlantic has published new leaked messages from a Signal group chat involving Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, National Security Advisor Michael Waltz, and CIA Director John Ratcliffe. The messages reportedly confirm that Hegseth provided real-time strike details and that the CIA was mobilizing assets, contradicting previous denials. While the White House insists the messages were not classified, the CIA had opposed their release. The fallout has intensified calls from Democrats for Hegseth's resignation and for Trump to dismiss Michael Waltz. However, the president has stood by Waltz, and Republican lawmakers are now demanding an investigation into the leak itself. In response, White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt confirmed that the White House counsel's office, the National Security Council, and Elon Musk's team are reviewing how the journalist gained access to the chat. President Trump has signed a memorandum declassifying all FBI files related to Crossfire Hurricane, the 2016 investigation into alleged ties between his campaign and Russia. Calling the probe a total weaponization of the FBI, Trump stated that the American public would now have full access to these documents. White House Staff Secretary Will Scharf echoed this, saying the files would provide a complete understanding of the investigation, which ultimately found no conclusive evidence of collusion, but did not rule on obstruction of justice. In a long overdue celebration, Trump has announced plans to host the Kansas City Chiefs at the White House to honor their 2020 Super Bowl victory, which was postponed due to COVID-19. The president also confirmed that the Philadelphia Eagles, winners of Super Bowl LI, will visit the White House on April 28th. However, past tensions between Trump and championship teams remain a topic of discussion, as he previously rescinded invitations to the Eagles and Golden State Warriors over political disputes. The Chiefs have not yet confirmed whether they will accept the invitation. Brazil's Supreme Court has voted unanimously to proceed with a trial against former President Jair Bolsonaro and his allies over allegations of an attempted power grab after his 2022 election loss. Prosecutors accuse Bolsonaro's camp of plotting to assassinate President Lula da Silva and Supreme Court Justice Alexandre de Moraes, as well as attempting to pressure the military into overturning election results. Bolsonaro, already barred from running for office until 2030, dismissed the allegations as unfounded, while prosecutors insist that his group never abandoned plans for a violent takeover. In a 7-2 ruling, the Supreme Court has upheld the Biden administration's regulations on ghost guns, requiring serial numbers and background checks for these previously untraceable firearms. The ruling comes amid a dramatic rise in ghost guns recovered at crime scenes, which increased from 1,700 in 2017 to over 27,000 in 2023. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives argues that these regulations will curb gun violence, while dissenting justices warn of potential government overreach. A A federal appeals court has upheld an order blocking the Trump administration from deporting Venezuelan migrants to El Salvador under the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. The ruling follows a lawsuit by the American Civil Liberties Union, which argued that designating migrants as an invading force under the law violated constitutional due process. Despite the court order, the administration has not disclosed whether deportations had already taken place, prompting further legal scrutiny. Meanwhile, Trump and his allies are considering impeaching U.S. District Judge James Boasberg, who originally blocked the deportations. However, Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts pushed back, stating that impeachment is not an appropriate response to judicial disagreements. The Social Security Administration has announced upcoming changes to identity verification procedures, affecting 70 million beneficiaries starting March 31, 2025. Under the new rules, Americans will no longer be able to verify their identity over the phone and must apply online or in person. Acting Commissioner Lee Dudek says the change aims to enhance security protections, but critics warn it could create barriers for seniors and low-income individuals who rely on Social Security benefits. That's all for tonight's news update. Thank you for joining us. We'll continue to monitor these stories and bring you the latest developments. Stay safe, stay informed, and have a good night. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update.